Days passed, then weeks. And yet, for Mia, time no longer carried the same weight. It was no longer something to race against or get lost in. It was simply there, like a trusted companion walking quietly beside her. She had filled pages with sketches of everyday life, drawn in strokes that carried the same soul as her grandest journeys. Her brush, now worn and warm from use, rested comfortably in her hand like an extension of her thoughts. One morning, while sorting through a drawer of old notebooks and folded letters, Mia found something strange. A blank piece of paper. But it wasn't truly blank. When she held it to the sunlight, faint lines shimmered beneath the surface, like a path drawn in memory, not ink. She traced it with her fingers, and it pulsed gently. A new journey. She didn't feel the pull of faraway lands or secret kingdoms. Instead, the pulse came from her own chest. Because this time the map was not leading her outward. It was leading her inward. She took a deep breath, sat at her table, and placed the paper in front of her. With her brush dipped in clear water, no color, no paint, she followed the faint lines. As she painted, the lines deepened. Shapes formed. Places emerged. But they were not like any she had visited before. She saw a garden where she once cried and found comfort. She saw a hallway she ran through as a child, chasing laughter. She saw a rainy window she watched for hours, imagining worlds she'd one day find. This was a map of her inner world. A map of all the places that had built her. Tears welled in her eyes, not of sadness but of awe. She had crossed oceans of memory and mountains of silence to arrive here, at this simple moment of truth. The map grew as she continued. A corner for her fears, now softened. A curve for her dreams, still shimmering. A road of questions she still carried, but no longer feared. And in the center of the map, a glowing mark appeared. It pulsed not with urgency, but with presence. She touched it and heard a voice, her own, whisper. "You are already here." The world around her didn't shift this time. But she did. Mia folded the map and placed it inside her sketchbook. Not to hide it, but to carry it. Not as a guide, but as a reminder. Because the greatest journey she would ever take was not across magical lands, but across the quiet terrain of her own heart. And each day forward, no matter how ordinary, would be part of that map. So she stepped outside into the morning light. Not seeking. Just walking. And with every step, her world unfolded anew, familiar, simple, wondrous. Not because it had changed, but because she had. And the map within her would never fade.